Sup?
Hello.
Hey, mate. Welcome to the Couch Critics. I'm Sogg.
I'm Brad.
Or should we call me Bernard? I don't know.
Sorry, Bernie.
Go comments diving. We're going to be giving our season predictions, a table, who's going to win the league, who's going to lose, who's going to get the wooden spoon, all of that jazz. And we're going to dive into that this week. And, yeah.
Shall we dive straight into it? We're not going to talk about the current climate with potential changes to the comp. The comp's still planning to go ahead on Sunday, so we're just going to give you our predictions. And we're still planning to be at that Wanderers-Macarthur game, government willing, on Sunday. So if you're down there, come down and say hello and socially distance from us.
Yeah. Before we do jump in, just remember to leave a like on the video. And if you haven't, please do subscribe. It helps us out. It helps other people find us. We've been so thankful for all the support. We're getting towards 150 subscribers.
Yep.
We're getting close. So make sure to subscribe if you haven't. And tell us what you think down in the comments as well. This is totally open for debate. This is just our thoughts. So let us know what you think. Tell us if you think our thoughts are rubbish. We'll disagree, but you can tell us. So we're going to go through alphabetical order. And so we start with Adelaide United.
Yes, I've prepped some notes for this. It's a big moment. I
prepared.
Prepped them at work today, so I have prepared. Adelaide, do you want to start and discuss what you think is going to happen with the Reds this season?
Yeah, so look, I should say we're going to go through alphabetical order. We're going to give what position we think they're going to finish in, and then we're going to talk a little bit about why.
Yep.
So for me, Adelaide United, I put them down as 5th. I think they're going to make the finals this season. Yep. What about you?
I think we're pretty close here. I tipped them to finish 6th. Obviously, I think they're going to make the finals too. They've got Tommy Urick coming back, so it's a bit of a homecoming for the lad from Adelaide. So,
yeah, absolutely.
But I think a major issue for him has always been not enough goals for a forward. He's not a striker, but he's always up in the forward line. I don't think he scores enough goals. So if they can get him firing, and I think he did quite well in his first year in the Wanderers, but he hasn't really hit his straps. So if they can get him firing in front of goal, I reckon Adelaide should do quite well. They have lost a few players though. They lost James Trueezy, and they lost Riley McGee, which is obviously their big departure, and Paul Izzo as well. So
those are huge losses. Paul Izzo.
Did they make the finals last year?
Did they make the finals last year?
Anyway, we'll make sure. This will pop up on the video.
I don't think they did.
Yeah, I don't think they did either.
I can't remember them. No, they just missed out. Look, I think those losses are huge for them. If they'd kept some of those players, different story. But Paul Izzo has been a great goalkeeper for them. Big loss. Riley McGree, dynamic midfielder. Stefan Bork, fantastic. Not quite the same quality. Hasn't got that as much creativity. Sorry, Stefan. James Trueezy. Now, lots of people said he's not that big a loss, but creativity, him, McGree, and Juric would have made an amazing combo with Halloran on the wing and Mile Jusnic. One of my favourite players in the A-League, Mile Jusnic. I really rate him.
Is Halloran still there?
Halloran is still there. So they've still got some decent players. I think those wingers, and Christian Opseth is still there as well. So they've got firepower. I just don't see them quite having enough to really make a challenge up the top.
Yeah, okay. So we've got fairly similar prediction there. What's next? We've got Brisbane Roar, have we?
Yeah, Brisbane Roar.
So I'm going to have to turn to the... Oh, no, we're still on the front page here for my notes here. I've tipped them to come 10th.
Yeah, same.
Actually, I did. I think when we go through our predictions, I think between 4th and 10th. I mean, I think there could be a bit of a battle there, but I do see Brisbane being towards the bottom end of the ladder. I don't... Yeah. They lost... I don't know, did they... They haven't really added to the squad.
I think that's the thing. But I don't think they've lost anyone.
Robbie Fowler did. He went on quite a bit of a run before COVID, and now he's gone. And they brought in Warren Moon, who did an okay job when he came back for that 4 or 5 weeks. But it was 4 or 5 weeks, and now he's got a full season. I think they're going to struggle. I don't think... They brought in a few Japanese players, but I don't know. There's not much to like about them. Yeah,
I think they've still got a really strong defence. It's going to be hard to score against.
Yeah, that was their
Brisbane.
problem last year, though. They couldn't score.
And they can keep teams out, but I don't see them winning games. I see them drawing quite a few, but I don't... When you've got Scott McDonald, who had a great second half of the season...
Yeah.
But he's getting older still.
Yeah, you can't be relying on a 37-year-old
to
score your goals.
There's nothing too exciting about their midfield for me that's really going to create much in terms of goals. defensively, they'll be solid. But yeah, for me, I had them down as 10th as well. And I think, look, we're going to see some surprise results. Injuries are going to play a big part with games coming thick and fast in a small squad. But I don't see that benefiting Brisbane.
Yeah, so you got them 10th, we got them 10th.
Yeah, okay.
We got next
up
the
is Central
Mariners.
Coast. And so I think we're following suit here again.
Sorry, Mariners.
I'm going 11th.
Yeah, I'm going 11th too. I mean...
They won't get the spoon this time.
But it's not a year of up because they finished 11th last year, so...
Well, yeah, but they don't get the spoon for me. And I think, actually, this could be harsh. Depending on how good... Because they've made some interesting signings.
Yeah, not
the
bad.
Polish fella, Janota. This
The
Costa Rican.
Yeah, played in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're making some decent signings. Daniel Da Silva.
Yeah, he's still there, yeah.
He's still a decent player. They've got some okay... And they've kind of kept a bit of continuity from last season as opposed to the previous years. But there's still just not enough quality. And I think opposite of Brisbane, they might be okay going forwards, but they got no defence.
Yeah.
They got no defence. Yep. It's going to be rough.
Yeah, it's not going to be a fun season again for Central Coast. So we're sorry to the Sauce boys. Who we got next? Fourth, MacArthur.
The
new boys.
New boys, and I guess they're completely unknown. They've got some interesting Spanish players. For me, I've put them at 8th. I think they'll be one of the first new teams not to make the finals. Western did it last year. But for me, MacArthur 8th place outside the top 6.
This is my bold prediction for the season. I've tipped them to finish first. I think by far they've got the best team on paper. But obviously,
Really?
a whole new squad has to gel. Yeah, you look at these players they've brought in, Benat and Suaseta. They're some quality signings. I think Mark Milligan will bring a lot of experience to the squad. They've got Adam Federici, and Derbyshire. I think it's the best team on paper, but obviously, you've got Ante Milicic as a coach.
Yeah.
Unproven coach in the A-League.
Yeah.
I think if they gel, I think they're going to win a lot of games.
It could be similar to Western United last year. Like that first kind of 10 games is a lot of ground finding, and then they steamroll kind of towards the end.
Yep.
I don't see them with a Diamante kind of figure who's actually going to create sparks, though. Derbyshire, good English forward. I don't think he's Lafondra. I don't think he's going to be banging in heaps of goals. Puyo and Susaeta. Look, Susaeta never really blew my socks off when he was at
I don't
City.
think he played that many games, though.
No. Puyo, they're going to keep the ball well, but I don't think they... Yeah, I'm just worried about them actually scoring goals. That's my big problem with them. I just don't think there's enough about them defensively or attackingly to really push into the 6. But that's a huge...
I've been really impressed with their recruiting. I think they've recruited really well, and I think a really good season will help them going forward, getting the Campbelltown community on side. And I don't know, I've just been really impressed with them. I think they should have a good season, and if not, they should be near or nearabouts.
Fair. That's what that comment section is for.
Yeah, and I've been always sick of, when we come to season predictions in any sport, people are like, I reckon the team that won last, she's going to win. I was like, no crap, Sherlock. Come on, mate.
Fair enough. Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens.
We're on to City, are we?
Next is Melbourne City. For me, Melbourne City are going to repeat last season, come second.
Yeah, I've got them to repeat second as well.
Yeah. Look, I think they've got a really strong side. I called it last season. I think when they come to the end, they just don't have enough. I think that's going to be the same. McLaren's going to be great up front. They've got good midfielders. They signed a really exciting Japanese youngster as well. They've got a decent defence.
Sabaki from Yokohama.
Yeah. They've got decent players. They're going to be entertaining to watch. I think they'll just fall short.
Yeah, I think it's a good squad. I think, although I've tipped them second, so I assume they're going to fall short as well. But yeah, another big year from City, and I think they should be knocking on the door for that title in the next couple of years, if not this year.
They really should be. That's a quick one. Move on to next is Melbourne Victory.
Yep.
Where have you got them finishing?
I've got them finishing 7th, just outside the 6.
Just outside. Yeah, okay. Interesting. I have actually been really impressed with their signings. I think they're going to come third.
That's funny because I have not.
Really?
Their signings, some of these English players, I just haven't been wowed by who they've signed.
Yeah, look, Rudy Gadest
That
is going to go one way or the other. He's either going to
be
be dynamite in the A-League or he's just going to look a little average. I think he might be the other side, but I actually think the rest of their squad is what's more exciting about them. Rojas, I think, has had that season to find his feet back in the A-League again. I think he's going to be dangerous this year. I think they've got some really good defenders. I'm excited by Victory. I think they'll have a strong
You're excited
season.
by Victory?
Yeah, I know,
must
it's
hurt
disgusting.
wearing that jersey.
I think they're going to have a really good season, though.
I can't imagine having a terrible season like they did last year. There's no way they can back it up. Even at a 7th place finish, I don't think they're going to be terrible.
Yeah, okay.
Although I think the pressure will be on their manager. If the results aren't coming in the first couple of months, the pressure's going to be in because...
He's not a big name like they've maybe had in the past, but I think he understands Victory. I think he knows the culture. I think he's going to be okay for them. All right, next up, we've got Newcastle Jets.
Let me turn over my second page here.
Look, I don't think this is going to surprise anyone, but I've got them wooden spooners.
Yeah, I've got them 12th as well. Big credit to them. They've went through one hell of an off-season, a terrible off-season. And the fact that they've got a major sponsor and that they're playing in the opening week or whatever. The fact that they're playing this season, I think, big credit to them.
Yeah, the fact that they still have a club.
Yeah, it's gone through. Their owner's been a bit of a... They can't even find the audits or whatever.
Look, the club is in a mess.
The sooner they get a better owner, the new owner, the better. But anyway, I don't know. I've just said, they've had a hell of an off season.
Yeah,
and that's all I can really say. And
when that's happening off the field, you can't expect something good to happen on the field. I think that definitely translates. You've got Laurie McKenna is acting as CEO and coach at the moment. So are they going to even have a coach for this season?
No.
Who knows?
Okay, yeah. I think they'll get a coach on the day before.
Are their players? Are they actually getting paid? Is Martin Lee actually still giving the money for the play? None of this bodes well for them. They've lost Abini. They've lost Robinson. Ugarkovic wants
he the one's
to
out.
leave.
Yeah.
It's Jerry Champness said he would come back and then has gone on loan to Brisbane.
It's a crap show, isn't it?
The positive I see for them is Topol Stanley stayed and Nigel Bogard stayed.
Yep.
At least they've got 2 decent defenders there.
Yep.
But that's it.
There's not much else to talk about there.
Unless Topol Stanley's going to be hitting top bin bangers
like he did in that one-off time. But you can't be relying on a defender.
No, it doesn't look pretty for the Jets.
Yeah, no.
Sorry, Jets fans.
Not many wins. No. Not many wins.
Let's move it on then. Perth is next. Where have you got Perth finishing?
Perth, yeah. Where do I have them? I have them 9th.
Yeah, same here.
I think Tony Popovich has done it before. He's left the club in a really good spell, and it's all turned to poo after he's left. And I think that's what's going to happen with Perth. Keogh's back. We know the Spanish guy Diego Castro's come back from his little spell away from not wanting to play.
Kilkenny's still playing.
Yeah, but I just
but
you had Andrew. Did he come back for 5 seconds and then pissed off to Melbourne? I think it's going to be a tough ask for Richard Garcia. I think it's going to be a really hard season for Perth, and I think Tony Popovich consistently has left another club. He left the Wanderers in a really good spot, and then I think it's all going to fall apart for Perth because the last 2 seasons have been fantastic from them. Well, the year they won the Premier's Plate was fantastic. Last year, it was okay.
Yeah,
it was pretty decent. They made the finals, but I just think it's going to be a hard season for them this year.
The wheels definitely are falling off that club. I think Richard Garcia at least won't have the same pressure that Grant Brebner has. I think he'll get the whole season. They're not going to sack him.
No.
I don't think, because I don't think they have anyone or the expectation to replace him with someone big. But there's still some decent signs from them. But for me, 9th. I just don't... They've got too many young players. They showed they can still play decent football in the Asian Champions League with those young players. So maybe that's exciting for future seasons. But I don't think that consistency will be there this year.
Yeah, it's not going to be a terrible season. It's not going to be a Newcastle season for him, but it's going to be a long one for him.
It's going to be rough. Next up is Sydney FC.
Yep. I've got them finishing 3rd. Now, there's no surprises where you've got them.
Yeah, look, okay. Heart on my sleeve. Club on the... Look, they're going to come first. And this is why. Consistency shows. They've lost one player And sure, Adam Lafondra is a big loss. We saw that in the Champions League. But we also saw Trent Bahagia score 6 goals in the Champions League. Barbarouses is not the player he was at Victory, but he adds a whole lot. Baumjohann is just kind of getting better for Sydney FC. You still got Luke Braddon. I think it's still the best squad in the A-League for me. It's still an outstanding team. They're together and they're going to... I think they're still just too strong. They find ways to win even when they're not playing well.
Yeah, I think you say they've only lost... Well, apparently they lost Marco Tilio as well, but that whoever. But I think the loss of Adam Lafondra will be quite telling because a lot of your goals, or a lot of Sydney FC's goals came through him last year, and I don't think Bahagia or Barbarouses is the man to step up and be that, go to that target man to score the goals.
A lot of those goals were penalties, and let's be honest, we've got other players who can score penalties.
Yeah, but I can't see Trent or Costa Barbarouses being that target man up front. And I think they're going to struggle for goals this year. I mean, they're going to score more goals than Brisbane, Central Coast, and Newcastle probably combined. But
yeah,
I think that'll be the thing. If they really need to either bring someone in, although we're talking about days out from the season, or Bahagia and Barbarouses, or someone else is going to have to be that target man. I don't see it happening.
Yeah.
Unless it happens, I think they're going to struggle to score goals.
I think people underrate Steve Corica. And let's be honest, that's hard to do because the guy stepped into a winning team and has won back-to-back.
I think this is his biggest year. This is going to be the season that really tells him if he's just come into a winning team or this is like the year he can actually bring the best out of his squad because he came into a winning team.
I think he's actually
if he can get this team to perform without Lafondra, I think that'll be the defining moment in his career so far as a coach.
I think he has adapted from what Graham Arnold left him, and I think he's going to just tweak things again. But yeah, I think they'll come first. You've got them third. Either way, they'll be strong come finals time.
Yeah, and I think that top 3 I've picked of Macarthur, Melbourne City and Sydney FC, I reckon will be tight and competitive.
Yep.
I think those will be, for me, the real teams that can challenge for it.
Absolutely. Let's move on to Wellington Phoenix then. And I've got Wellington Phoenix finishing 7th, just outside the 6th.
Now I've got them finishing 8th, so we're a bit close there.
Yeah, okay.
Man, it's been big credit to Wellington to come back over and finish off the season, but I think it's going to start taking a toll. I mean, I know they've had some really good seasons in the past 2 years, but they've lost Stephen Taylor, Gary Hooper, like those are probably some of their big players, and it's going to be hard playing away from their family. I think towards the end of the season, if they're struggling, it's really going to drag on.
It'll be interesting to see what happens. I think they will miss their home support. Whether or not this bubble allows them to actually move back for the season, second half, who knows? But I think it's gonna play a role. I don't think even if Wollongong people get behind them, it's going to be enough. And they've got a really solid side. Cameron Devlin has been really exciting last season. I'm really intrigued to see how they go. Ulysses Devere is just
and he's their new captain now too.
Yeah, he's been made captain. That's great. But yeah, I think they struggle sometimes with consistency. Yeah, Uffy's done a great job with them, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
I think it'll be a hard season for them, just with the whole circumstances. But good credit to them.
Yep. Next up is Western Sydney Wanderers.
Yeah, my boys.
Your boys. Where have you got them?
I've got them 5th.
5th?
Where you got them?
I think they'll just scrape it, and I've got them 6th.
Yeah. Okay. So fairly similar again.
Yep.
I think we talked about it before we started recording this video. They've caused quite a reaction for their signing. So maybe that's an argument to bring in a transfer system. But you know what? They've been able to get them.
Yeah.
I mean, if those clubs didn't really want to let those players go, they should have hold tight. But we got James Troisi, which I think is pretty decent. Ziggy Gordon, probably one of the Mariners' better players. And what else we got? Bernie Abini, which is on his day is a great player.
Yeah. I'm a bit filthy at Bernie going there. Actually.
Yeah, it's what it is.
They got a decent
and Graham
team
Dorrans
again.
too. Another, I think he's played in the Premier League before, and a very handy midfielder. I think if he adapts quite well.
Simon Cox was really good last season. Yeah. I think he'll be good again. Juki's a pretty big loss for them.
Yeah, that really hurt because he really loved the club and he really wanted to stay, but obviously with the lowering of the salary cap, he just
Yeah.
He couldn't commit.
Nikolai Muller's still there, and
Yep.
I think he probably will start over James Troisi. If you guys lost Keanu Bacchus, you'd be a much better team.
He did score a banger against Melbourne Victory last season.
Literally stealing a wage.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. That's just my view.
Yeah, I think this is the year we get back in the finals.
Yeah,
I don't know if we'll ruffle any feathers, but I think we'll make the finals. We've recruited fairly decently. We did lose our keeper.
Yeah,
That
Lopez, big
hurts.
loss.
That really hurts. Zwigler's become an Australian citizen, I think.
Yeah.
So
Opened up a spot.
yeah, so that's good. He clearly wants to stick around, so it looks like he'll be there for a few more years. So I'm feeling confident compared to recent years, and
Okay, and final team, Western United.
yes,
I've got them finishing 4th.
Well, I've got them finishing 4th too. You've got 3 Melbourne teams in top 4.
Yeah,
That hurts.
I think the Melbourne teams are strong this year, and Western United are another one.
I think all the Melbourne and Sydney teams are quite strong.
Yeah. Western have done well to keep their squad together. So last season, I think we mentioned it already, they started slow, but then they really picked up steam towards the end, and people really thought they might knock off Sydney.
I think I even
and get
tipped
to the
them to
final.
make them to the finals, but
Yeah.
I think I made in my notes, they haven't really lost anyone, but they've added Victor Sanchez from Espanyol in Spain, and I
huge
think,
signing.
240 games for him, so it's not like he's a random player they've plucked out of nowhere
that's
in
very
Europe.
quality.
That's a pretty big signing from a pretty decent team, although they are in the second division of Spain at the moment. But still, I think he'll add a lot
Yeah, I think
to a very good squad already.
people might think they've figured out Diamante, but I think he's got that quality, that dynamism to just kind of
Good
continue. Yeah, he's great to watch, isn't he? Just follow his Instagram. He's going to continue making a difference in games. I think you had some other decent players. Tomoki Amai, the defender.
Yep.
He really surprised me last season. He was really solid, and alongside Andrew Durante, that's a good back line.
Yep.
It'll be interesting to see if Roots can really get them kicking on. But I think they'll be strong. I think they've just all their movement around Victoria might hurt them.
Yeah.
People need to get behind
One
them.
or two game in Ballarat.
Yeah.
They've moved some to Melbourne and Geelong.
Yeah. In the big games where it matters, only having 3,000 people turn up to support you is going to.
I mean, I still think they'll perform because they're used to not having that many fans.
Yeah,
but
sure.
I think they really need to solidify a fan base.
Yeah.
And I don't know who they want to represent.
You know what they need to do? Build a stadium.
Yeah, well, I'm
Digging up some ground would be.
Hopefully-
City FC's new stadium is going to be finished before
Yeah, that's right.
they've even started.
Yeah.
Heck, Melbourne City might have a stadium down in
Southeast Melbourne.
Southeast Melbourne. But I think they'll be strong. So
Yeah. Hearing things about a stadium potentially in January finally getting underway. Really strong rumours there. So hopefully that plays
we've
out.
also been talking about the A-League being
independent for
and
the past
a
decade
transfer system coming in and promotion and relegation. I think it's all talk.
Yeah. Anyway, those are our predictions for the 2021 A-League season.
Yeah, so we're both giving the wooden spoon to the Newcastle Jets.
Yeah, and I think our top 4 there is very similar. We've got 3 of the same.
Yeah.
I think MacArthur is the one I had, and you have Melbourne Victory in the top 4 there. But
Yeah.
fairly similar. We're getting a bit of a vibe that it's going to be a long season for Central Coast and Newcastle.
Yeah.
And that it should be quite competitive in that middle of the pack there.
I'm really looking forward to games coming thick and fast. COVID sticking around is just kind of
Crap.
keeping that happening, which is going to make teams use their entire squad. We're going to see some of those scholarship players, I think, get some game time. I think it's going to be a really exciting, fun season.
I'm so keen. I'm going to have to get KO.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to, in 6 months' time, looking at
Yeah,
these
let's
rankings
rewatch this and see how we go.
and just seeing how wrong we
And then
got
we
it.
see Newcastle in the league.
And
Bugger.
Sydney FC, they'll be top of the pile. But like we said, if you made it this far, it's been a longer one. Make sure to like the video and leave a comment. Give us your, your top to.
Let us know
top to
how
12.
wrong we are. Get in the comments and tell us.
Go on, give us a smashing. Somebody said they thought Perth was going to finish last, but then Jets happened. So
Yeah, I can't see anyone finishing. You can see the Mariners or Jets and Anyway.
Thanks so much for watching. Leave a comment, leave a like, and share it with your friends. And we'll catch you. We're hoping to make some more videos, so hopefully we'll see you a lot more in the next couple of weeks. See you later.
Yep, it's. Do you want to do that again?
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, cool. Well,